What up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a very exciting show, one I am stoked to talk about. Why? Because I get to imagine, I get to be a kid again, something that I love doing. I don't know if it's a Gemini trait or just an Esther Gibbs trait. I love to think big and be optimistic. Let me introduce you to my co-host, Ringwalk Danny. Hopefully not pessimistic Danny, but we will be discussing some hardcore boxing that pertains to the welterweight division, the money division, and the WBA regular champion, Stanionis, who had been ordered to negotiate with Virgil Ortiz. They could not come to an agreement, and like he posted on his Facebook, they will be going to purse bids. Sure enough, boxing scene and the rest of the world reporting that this purse bid will take place December 12th, Danny, 4 days out. Outside of that,
that's Monday.
That's Monday. Outside of that, we're here to discuss the great, huge, amazing, but still very
far out.
Yeah, you know.
But potential news.
But it's still a good thing. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Stephanie McMahon. If you remember that name, you're in the right age bracket. You know that the McMahons have some sort of ownership or stake in the WWE, what I knew as the WWF, the Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
That's what I knew it as.
And you know, Vince McMahon was a very intelligent man that was able to swallow other wrestling entities whenever they popped up, kept those guys, little guys, long enough for just the WWE to be the most prominent brand in all of wrestling. Yes, throughout the years, there's been other things that pop up, never really be the one like Tank. That being said, man, I came across an article on numerous websites, but obviously Boxing Scene has it as well, where Stephanie McMahon has told reporters that it looks like the WWE may be looking to acquire or make some acquisitions in boxing particularly. And, man, if I'm not happy, I'm excited to see what that means, because she elaborated not so much, but just enough, right? She made it clear that boxing is suffering something that wrestling suffered a long time ago, where it was a bit fragmented. And I quote, she says, just to give some examples of what I meant by an acquisition as to align with other core capabilities. Right. So whether that's smaller wrestling promotions, say internationally, or it's another bigger opportunity around a business that is, you know, kind of all over the place, like boxing. Who's the lineal champ? Who's the WBC champ? Who is the this? It's all over the place. That's where professional wrestling was some 40 years ago. My father, Vince McMahon, who was the chairman and the CEO, obviously had the opportunity to roll up all those different territories and create one major brand in the WWE that has now gone from regional, territorial content play to global media franchise. And how can we then reciprocate that in other areas, with boxing being an idea of one of them? So, I mean, this is what we've been begging for. Like, just that one paragraph says that she wants to step in and be a governing body for the whole of boxing, clean up all these ridiculous titles, so many sanctions. Now, it's not gonna fly easy, ladies and gentlemen. There's no way Mauricio's gonna lay down. You know, him and his father been in business for years. What we have to hope as boxing fans, that she can come in with a plan, simple, something I've been saying for years, merge them all Take the fucking faces off the side of the belt. Goodbye, Muhammad Ali and Floyd and whoever else fucking faces on there. Put the sanctioning bodies. The major, now that it would be the WWE with the financial backing, them bringing the fucking, people together, they get the center. WWE, WBC to the right because they the main. Whoever's good enough to be second, maybe IBF because they know how to mandate to the left first. You know what I mean? So it's like right first, left first.
Got you.
Then you do WBO.
NBA.
I feel like WBO has more moral, yeah. I feel like WBA still got to get their stuff together. We're going to keep them to the left. Not to say that IBF is bad, but, right is right. Left, you went left. That being said, only someone like the WWE can do that. And I'm just ecstatic. I know it's going to take years. Something like this will take quite a few. But I hope to hear more from the McMahons and their plans, dare I say, to take over boxing. But you are younger than me. You've probably just stopped watching boxing 10 years ago or so. Excuse me, wrestling 10 years ago or so. Do you think that they have, the business savvy? Can they use their already existing infrastructure to fix boxing ultimately?
I think they have the business. I don't know if they'll have the actual sport knowledge, as they are in the film and entertainment industry, if you will, right? It's acting, is what that is. So I don't know that as easily as things go for them, they're gonna go in boxing, but they definitely have the finances. You're talking about a company that's worth over $5.5 billion. You're talking about a company whose biggest event of the year is a 2-day event where you have about 200,000 people in attendance across the weekend. You're talking about a company whose YouTube channel's at over 90 million and their Instagram's at over 25 million in terms of following. So I think that they're more than capable as far as that. And if you're talking about businesses, you're talking about a company who, through the years, has not just grown their stock, but done it at a nice rate. And even in their lowest dip during the pandemic, they were only twice as high as what they opened up at when they went public. So, as far as business is concerned, the WWE is doing their thing. They are a great media company. And, Vince McMahon has dabbled into other things. He has whatever is going on with the XFL. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. I stopped watching it. Like I said, I was introduced to it as a WWF. So I remember Rikishi. You know what I'm saying? Booker T.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, but it's hard to deny, the asses they put in seats. And I've always said I would love for a, title fight to look like a WrestleMania. Like, bro, those events are unmatched. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm trying to sit here, not interrupt, and give myself ways and time to come up with ways that they could make it work with their pre-existing infrastructure, with their already fan base. And I'm thinking maybe, take it to the music industry where you get these boxers to open up for the entertainment that is the wrestling. But I don't know how that makes dollars because you're already getting those tickets sold unless you understand that and you're doing more airtime purposely to build the brand of those fighters that you are showcasing before the entertainment. But again, I haven't been to a wrestling event in so long. What would the wrestling fans say if Vince McMahon, or rather Stephanie at this point, who's running the company, all of a sudden had a bunch of professional boxers as opening fights to whoever's the hot wrestler right now. I don't even know who's the hot wrestler at this point.
That would be. Oh, you're trying to do like a cross promotion thing.
I'm saying, like you said, this is the only event we know that can be considered some sort of combat event that has 100,000 people coming to watch it at a 2-day event. So they're doing that twice. It sounds like maybe we take the music route and have opening acts, like Keller Plant opens up for, the 1, 2, 3 Kid.
The 1, 2, 3 Kid.
I mean, I'm going into my age bracket, bro. I can't think about wrestlers' names right now.
All right, you took it back.
Get David Benavidez to be walked out by Racer Ramon. I mean, hopefully he's alive though. But that would have been a good one.
I do want to point out that Vince and the WWE itself definitely have a history throughout the years
of boxing,
of the dabbling, dabbling in there. So
no, weren't they a promoter first? I thought I read that. The McMahon family has a deep history in boxing. Jess McMahon, not to be confused with Jesse. Vince's grandfather was a boxing promoter in the early 20th century. Holy smokes, bro. Can you imagine? Wow. That's crazy. Do you even know anyone from your family from the 20s? Like, they legit got a grandfather from the 20s.
So the 20th century and the...
I thought they meant the 1920s. No?
I mean, you read 20th century.
I know, but I instantly interpreted that as the 1920s. Like, damn, that family goes back.
Yeah, I was going to say that was way before my grandparents were born. So
and that's what I was saying. Do you even have anyone in your family, like, that dates that far back?
Actually, my uncle's mother just passed away, and she was 106. So,
well, there you go.
She must have dated, around that time.
Now, but look at this. The WWE CEO Nick Khan has a deep background and passion for boxing. In 2017, then a top agent for CAA, Khan was instrumental in brokering the mega deal that brought Top Rank Boxing exclusively to ESPN. Can you believe that? We didn't even know that.
No, we did not.
Here we were thinking Bob did that all on his own. He had some help.
Nick Khan is one of the top 500 entertainment leaders. He's fucking killing it over at the WWE. I got to speak with him a little bit when they were just in town announcing Logan's fight against Roman Reigns.
So again, this is all hypothetical show. I get to be a big kid and imagine, right? So who wears the pants in the family? Triple H or Stephanie?
I would say that I have to tell you, Razor Ramon has definitely passed away.
Damn, R.I.P.
Yes.
Shout out to the toothpicks, all the people that love flicking a toothpick at their opponent because of Razor. Who wears the pants, Stephanie or Triple H?
I would say Stephanie.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So what normally happens in movies, because I don't know any rich couples like that I can base this off. I'm basing this off clearly movies. What happens in movies when the husband is dating a rich wife? And this isn't a bad movie, so no cheating involved.
What happens in a movie when the husband is dating a rich wife?
Yeah, when he's married to a filthy rich wife.
I don't know.
He gets to live out his fantasies.
Right. I was on
Before point. Triple H was married, who was he hanging with? I'm going deep here, baby. I'm in my bag. I told you this is a whole dream show. Who do you hang out with when he was in the prime of his career, throwing fucking, spit in the air?
Shawn Michaels, right?
Negative. Floyd Money Mayweather.
I mean, yeah, Floyd, but I'm talking about he wasn't he in the what's that
Yeah,
show
I mean,
called?
yeah. I mean, he was part of something, and he
Yeah.
definitely did that gesture. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah,
he ran with the money team. You know what I'm saying?
was that like a consistent thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
We always seen Floyd. It was like the Bieber thing. I mean, we always seen Floyd. We always sure did see Floyd. But it was like the Bieber thing, right? Like he knew what he was doing. He strategically placed people around him to help him build his own popularity.
Absolutely, people bigger than them too.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, again, Triple H always loved boxing. He hung out with Mayweather, frequented the gym and all that. Did a bunch of ring walks. Maybe she's giving him a little something to do. You know, hey, here, this is your division. Nah,
Bro,
you don't want to dream with me?
Well, no. I'm listening to you. I'm also looking up.
What are you looking up?
So I googled Triple H Floyd Mayweather. That's it, bro. Yeah, they really used to kick it.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Bro, like
he probably got put on
picture,
Smash.
I saw this picture and Gamboa's in it, and for a split second, I'm like, "Fuck Gamboa doing with Floyd and 50 and Lou," you know?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So maybe, maybe she's like, look, let's do it the right way. Hopefully. I told you this was all about being optimistic and happy thoughts. If you want to talk real boxing, bro, Stanionis and Ortiz, two good welterweights. Their purse bid is 4 days away.
I'm definitely intrigued by what the WWE can offer and bring to the sport. And
even if it's just management, think about it.
I was gonna say I think it's more on a marketing and business standpoint than it is.
I mean, based off her statement about belts and the fragmentation and it being all over and the casual fan not knowing and understand, I think she wants structure. And that's what we want. We want a league. She could just go to Bob and say, look, we're going to start a league. We're the league. You're a team. Would Bob take that? Probably not, right? Because would he have to cut a percentage to the league now?
I mean, of course, they got to make their money.
How much do normal basketball teams cut to the NBA?
To who?
The NBA, right? Isn't it like because you're under every team is under the NBA? No.
Yeah, I honestly.
You don't know if it works that way?
Yeah, I don't know how it works, bro. Because it's like even with the teams, like certain teams in certain leagues are like privately owned, right? So most of them are like that. They're owned by like a group of people, typically a group of investors. But like there's teams like owned by the city. So like each resident of the city will have like a small percentage of the team type shit. So I really don't know how that shit works.
Strange.
How much they're cutting.
What is your?
I mean, look at Ronaldo out here, bro. He just got a $200 million off.
Crazy.
It's buku bucks.
You think that's money to the WWE? You think they could do that?
For one fighter?
No. For a company.
What, dump out 200 mil? I mean, I told you they're worth over 5.5 billion, so I don't know, 200 million is a lot of money.
I mean, I think 200 mil is not a lot. Al was given 500 million from a hedge fund. DAZN gave Eddie 1 billion. I don't even think Golden Boy is worth 200 million. So, shit, can we buy how many Golden Boys and Lou DiBellas and who else is out there can they buy with 200 million? Would Lou walk away? He got a couple fights. He got a gold medalist right now who's 6-0. He a killer right now. And he a heavyweight.
I don't think
he don't know no English.
I don't think he could touch PBC.
Not with 200 million.
Match him with Top Rank.
Again, I just told you why that money is little for them, but for
a Golden Boy,
they not generating that.
Man, Oscar ain't. Oscar
they need more. He need more.
What? No, Oscar taking that in a heartbeat.
No, but. Oh, what's up, baby?
Got the TBV hat on. Okay.
Yo, Bill Haney gonna be out here in a little bit, in about 9 minutes, hopefully.
Say, how's the saying go, champ? You gotta say his name 3 times.
Say his name 3 times, he gonna pop up like candy, man.
There you go.
Bill Haney, Bill Haney, Bill Haney.
But yeah, bro, I think the WWE could bring a lot
I know.
to not just boxing, but to the fighters, like as far as the marketing.
I just wonder if they are savvy enough to sit everyone down. Like, do they have that power where yeah, Bob will pick up the phone and entertain a meeting? Because, you know, you can be whoever you are, but you know, I mean, I don't got to come talk to you. I'm happy doing business over here. I don't need to hear what you got to say.
Bro, so in because I'm looking up, right? I'm trying to see, like, okay, how much money are they spending on their guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying that the minimums, if you're like on the main roster, so Raw or SmackDown, making at least $250,000 a year.
The fighter.
The wrestler. That is not.
Yeah, but that's a
money.
lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of work for that because they got to go
Hell
every
yeah.
Monday.
Every Monday or Friday, depending. Yeah.
But again, they not fighting, so they injury prone. That you know their injuries is less. You know, and again, you getting. I'm sure you getting endorsements. You got to be getting hella attention on that platform, man. Bob would call it ridiculous.
Yeah. So right here, I mean, it looks like most of the top guys in the 7-figure realm, but you never know, man. You never know what somebody truly makes.
For real.
But for everybody tuned in, make sure to smash the like button. Make sure you are subscribed. Then make sure to hit that notification bell so you know each and every time we go live. And I'm going to say, actually, I'm going to say every time Nestor goes live, because there's times I'll just get the notification. He won't tell me. I won't know. It'll be like a
spontaneous show.
6:17 start time on a Wednesday evening.
London Runs Boxing in our live chat. Shout out. He says WWE superstars got to pay their own travel and health care.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Hey, at least they have health care. Even though they're paying for it, so I guess boxers could have that too.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but since we are talking about sitting promoters down, we got to give a very happy birthday to the legendary Bob Arum. Turns 91 years old today, champ.
No, he don't.
91.
Wow.
91.
I hope God allows me to see that age
And be able to
in that health that he's in.
right moving
Because
around.
my man is like he's official, like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, still gets high.
Bro, but he don't smoke. He eating and shit.
Yeah, I mean, he had
he off the Eddies.
He had to, switch over to the edibles, but
Whack time.
you know, he's 91, champ.
Whack.
That's a blessing.
We need to have a smoke, the 10 count, like I did with Wiz Khalifa. I need that with Bob before, you know. It's like 1, 2. You know what I'm saying?
Need the 10. Just give me 3 puffs, Bob.
Damn. Nah, I gotta see, can he make the whole yes?
You couldn't make the whole 10.
But that was the first time. This will be my second time amongst someone legendary.
That's true.
So I'll try and get it off. Speaking of someone legendary, guess what? December 10th is.
This Saturday, it's Heisman presentation night. It's T.O. versus Sandor Martin night. It's Terrence Crawford versus David Avanesian night. Probably cold because it's been cold as fuck out here.
The Almanac. Shout out to the Almanac. You know a lot, but you know what you forgot?
Saturday night.
No sound on the soundboard. You forgot I led with, speaking of legendary. Give you one more try.
Speaking of legendary, Saturday, and it's December 10th. Is what you saying?
That's what I said, buddy.
Yeah, champ. I don't know. Help me out.
All I was gonna help you out with a sound bite, but I don't even know where that's at. Let me see. Let me see. Doo-doop, 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 doo-doop. Yeah, don't know where it's at, but normally if I would have known where it was at.
Vinalo Lopez versus Josh Warrington. How could I forget?
I literally said I led with legendary. I said, speaking of legendary.
Oh, Pacquiao, his exhibition against DKU.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still no sound on the soundboard.
Yeah.
Still no sound on the soundboard.
Only reason I didn't mention it is because it's not the 10th here in America. It's the 10th there in Korea.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there I hit the soundbite. It was like, say what? But nah, we ain't getting no audio. But yeah, so he's fighting the 10th in Korea. I don't know what you mean. I mean, the 10th is the 10th, ain't it?
Nah, not when they're so
Because when
far.
Devin fought hypothetically on a Saturday hit, it was technically a Sunday over there.
Right, different days, same thing.
But it was still the same day
How was
on a
it?
calendar, right?
No, it was different days.
Exactly. So Pacquiao's on the 10th.
Okay.
But it is what it is. You didn't remember. That's all that matters. And no one does. That was the point of bringing that up. No one does.
So, like, for example, right now, it's 5:30 in the morning in Seoul, South Korea. You know, so it's weigh-in day for the senator right now, even though for us it's still press conference day.
Yeah, because over there is the 9th, you're saying?
Of course. 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, so they're fighting early at 10. I mean, on the 10th? It
Yeah,
don't even matter, bro. My
I
man's,
feel-
who is he fighting? It don't even matter. You wasting so
bro,
much time.
DKU, he got like 137 million subs on YouTube.
What does he do?
Just
He
prank-
looks mad old.
No, I don't know. I just heard he's a YouTuber. That's
Damn, bro. I wish I had that many subs if I could get a fight with Pacquiao.
Oh, he only got 654.
1,000?
Yeah.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure, that's a lot.
Still a lot. Shout out to
He
DKU.
says he's a warfare combat system movement meditation fighting coach, founder of the WCS method. Listen to your body.
So he's a coach. This is funny, bro. Pacquiao always does the no frills version of what fucking Floyd does. So sad.
So he's fought before at least. But
Look, Ness always hated on Pac-Man. Y'all tripping. My man literally he's doing nothing right now. Like, who is DKU? Sound like a Soulja Boy song.
you're hilarious because it kind of does. Actually.
Bro, DKU, watch that Soulja Boy. You hilarious. Oh man. All right. So about 1 minute, and I should hope to be seeing Bill. I'm not gonna get nervous because he did call already and was like, "Yo, I'm coming through."
Did you send him the
12:30.
map?
I've been sent in the mat.
So
two times.
12:30 for Bill Haney means like 1:00.
Nah.
So yeah, so Pacquiao's fighting December 10th here, December 11th in South Korea.
There you go. See? So for us, it's the 10th. Like I said, the poster said.
What?
So what do you think
You ain't
happens?
show it.
What do you think happens in the purse bid with Stanionis and Virgil Ortiz, right? Because Stanionis made it clear on his Facebook. He said, even if they win the purse bid and Virgil doesn't like the split, he still may not take it. And then it might end up being someone else. So
He's saying Virgil still might not take it.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Virgil's taking that.
Yeah.
I think he's probably gonna go a different direction.
Could we get Block Talk going? And if you guys want to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Once that turns on, go ahead and call in and give us your opinion. I'm really interested, obviously, in the WWE. I kind of contemplated whether I should do this one for the morning, but I figured the Charlo would go as good as it did. But yeah, I wanted this one in the morning just because of the different methods of calls, so we could get different opinions and things like that.
Makes sense.
Yep. Would have made sense.
Makes sense.
Brandon Lopez says, "Who is Stanionis?" He's Stanionis, but we call him Stanonius because he's stunting on these dudes. Virgil duck and ring walk, Stanny sad sense. What the hell? I don't know. Brandon must be in the oil field.
Oh yeah, got his pocket typing for him.
For real. So Blog Talks
Damn,
up.
My man's
Once
body
again,
slammed the horsey.
You know the number to call
Throw
in.
it higher. Throw it higher.
569-5241. Give us a call. Let me get your take while we wait for Bill Haney
to join us live in studio. First time he'll
first time at the win.
He'll be joining us. Knock on
He probably up top looking for parking right now.
Word, there was like no parking.
It's getting rough.
It's really weird too, because it'll be like on random days, but I do feel like closer to the weekend it gets busier. But even on Mondays, there's been some very busy Mondays.
How'd everything go with the call with Human? Did it go well?
I ain't heard from him.
Okay.
Yep. Have not heard from him, but hopefully I hear from him soon.
Mm-hmm. So looks like we are at 159,690, which means we need about 400, give or take, because, you know, you win some, you gain subs, you lose subs. So we need about 400 to get to that next goal of 160,000. So just grab your cell phone and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Plus, click that notification bell because this is our second time going live today. Yesterday, we went live 3 times, 3 veces, right?
And let them know the reason for the third show for those who don't know.
Border Wars. Shout out to Border Wars. Listen, Border Wars making the rounds in the gyms here in Las Vegas since Jason Pearson is fighting on the card, but he didn't take the available opponent, so we still have to find him someone. But he's definitely spreading the word. I was in the gym doing my thing, and Kevin Newman was there like, yo, Jason fighting on your card, I heard. I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo, put me on. I'm like, it's a schmoker. You know what I'm saying?
That would have been dope. That would have been dope, hopefully one day.
I mean, that's the goal. We got to get this promoter's license because, you know, none of the small, I mean, I don't even want to give out the plan. I'm not even going to give out the dream.
Don't give him
man.
the sauce.
I'm not even going to give
Don't
him the
give
sauce.
the sauce.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. Okay. Phone line's lit. I want to believe that's Jay Hardcore in D.C., but I'm going to double check because I don't want to, you know, call you by the wrong name when you already had a name. And, you know, we can't just be changing your name like that. But I do hope that the WWE comes into the game and changes the name and the game. Yeah. They need the what would they franchise it, right? Because that's what they're gonna do. It's not just gonna be boxing fragmented all over the place. They're gonna like do UFC it.
What do you mean UFC it?
What you mean? What you mean? Mixed martial combat still exists, but UFC is like, ooh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can't really do that because what you want is
monopolization.
No, that's what the UFC is.
Exactly.
You just want, you know, all the promoters to come and work together.
Yeah. But, you know, that still means bringing them together, which is a monopoly in sorts, no? Because we all like minds thinking the same thing. We going out to Jay Hardcore. What up?
What up, family? How y'all feeling today?
Oh, we're good, brother. How are you?
Man, I'm keeping life simple and just living a dream, man. That's about it, man. Enjoying my favorite boxing show and just keeping life simple, man. That's about it.
Appreciate it, man. So what's your thoughts on this news?
Well, you know what? One thing it would definitely do is bring more eyes to our sport. So I'm always down for that. I'm about keeping boxing alive, so I wouldn't mind it. I just don't want it to just end up being like WWE where it's, you know, all that craziness. But I'm definitely down for the more money that it would give a shot in the arm for. And I think it'd be good for us to have more eyes and cross over a little bit. You know what I mean?
And when you say all that craziness, what exactly do you mean? Because I'm going to be real. Maybe if they were given some sort of media training, they can turn everything that they do on social media into something that can be more visually consumed for us video-wise. Like, instead of fucking tweeting that Tim Bradley sucks and doesn't deserve to go into the Hall of Fame, maybe the WWE can do a sit-down interview with Tank and he expresses those feelings on their platform of 96 million people and get some more exposure. I think that we already do all the crazy stuff that WWE does, except these boxers actually mean it. It's not choreographed.
Yeah, this shit real life. This shit, bro, that's scripted. They literally have wrestling schools.
Yeah,
Right.
no, not only that, but like, you'll see a wrestler wrestling and his brother will get in. Like, the Charlos literally do that in real life.
Word
Like,
is
you know what I
born.
mean? Like,
The Hardys,
I think
we
that
got
all
the Charlos.
we need is the WWE to orchestrate it, be the ones kneading the dough, if I said the word correctly.
For sure. Nah, definitely.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I would love all that. I just don't want them to get to the point where it's scripted and it's scripted and they're telling the fighter, say, we need you to say this, we need you to say that. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, remember, was you still watching that shit? Hold on, was you still watching that shit when they faked Vince McMahon's death?
I don't know, but I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Let's take you back to real boxing. Terrence Crawford wins the fight, and Max Kellerman says, yo, do you want Pacquiao? What was his answer back then when he was on the same network? Not yes. Not, yeah, I want to give him to me. It was like, I mean, it is what it is. If I could get him, I'm not, my legacy. Dumb shit that don't got nothing to do with the narrative.
Yo, I'm sorry. I was legit watching, like, some Fight Week shit, and I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, if this was a top-ranked fight, he wouldn't be doing all these interviews and all this shit.
I mean, he knows he's got a job to do now. He understands he's his own boss.
He got to sell shit now, man. It all lays on him right now.
Absolutely.
So, hey, Ness, remember when I was corresponding with you? Do you remember the first professional boxer you sent me to see?
Ooh, probably someone in D.C., right?
Lamont Peterson.
Nah.
Ooh.
No, it was someone. Actually, it was in Philadelphia.
Oh, Boots?
Nah, come on now. This is about 5 years ago.
Danny
then.
Yeah, Danny at 7.
Nah, it was the first person you ever sent me to see was Hammer and Hank London.
Oh man, and he about to fight. He about to fight.
He fight this weekend or something.
Sanaa Bunch, but I just don't know if Henry. I don't even like calling him Henry. I don't know if Hank got enough to make it to the 12.
That's why I brought that up, because I'm there. I'm about to go to the weigh-in right now, and it's just full circle. This was the first professional fighter you sent me to go see. And now I'm on my way there. I'm here for 2 days, here for the weigh-in today, then the fight tomorrow. So,
I wish him the best, man. Sanaa Bunch has had a rough road. He's got some bad decisions where he should have got wins. I know his trainer is Chino, who used to be the trainer of Tevin Farmer. But Lundy got that. Yo, he's like the real Rocky, bro. Except he ain't Italian. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Lundy, man.
And he stays in shape, and he gives the best interviews.
I'm about to try Damn, I wish this was my setup. I could just send Hank a little link. Where's Bill at? Now I gotta text Bill. Playing me. Bill.
Yeah, I had to check the time. I'm like, all right, it's been 10 minutes.
It's been 10. We on him.
Yo, because I promise you text me, and then you like quadruple text me within like a 2-minute span, and then you called me before I could even reply. I'm like, oh my goodness, bro. Like, Chill out.
Hey, yo, check this out. We was just talking. This is so fitting, right? We talking entertainment. We talking WWE, the king of that, right? And choreograph and things, and right? Tio says, and I hope I got audio here. Was this not audio? But Tio, and I quote, "We are in the entertainment business, not the boxing business." Sandor Martin, we live in two different worlds. He lives in the entertainment world. I live in the boxing world. Upset. Nah. Tio too nice, man. He too athletic. I was trying to think of that, but I don't think that happens. What you got on that, Jay, before I let you go? Sandor versus Tio. What you doing?
I got Tio on it.
Decision or knockout?
Tio winning it. Decision.
All right. Well, Champ, man, let me get to some other calls. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you. Once again, the number to call is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline. We taking callers. We're going to need you to help us make some time while we give Bill some more time to get up in studio. We got Simon in Seattle. Talk to me.
What's good, y'all? What's up, Danny? What's up, Ness? How y'all doing?
What up?
Chilling. Just called to basically break down the WWE stuff, man. To be honest, the world of boxing would be blessed if Stephanie came in to the business, to be honest. The infrastructure for WWE, I mean, in the last year, they did 66,000 in Wales. They're in Canada, in Montreal in February. They're going to do a stadium show at Dallas for a Royal Rumble. The infrastructure with basically, look at this. During the pandemic, or even since the pandemic, look at these. But I'm not going to call no company out, but they look like they're in like hotel ballrooms. Just from an atmosphere, going to check some stuff out. It's not really a great entertainment show. And on top of that, boxing has always been on the muscle of the boxer, whether it be Muhammad Ali or Deontay Wilder or whoever. Keith Thurman. The strength of the PBC guys is based on what they were able to do. There was no extra push from, the gods of PBC. They gave them the platform, and that was really it. Same with Top Rank. There's no real push. If you look at boxing promoters just in general, the ones that may be from the UK, Sam Jones, Eddie Hearn, these guys push cats. But for the most part, no one's doing media. No one's really getting the attention. Maybe we get a stoned Bob Arum interview every 6 months, but they're not really promoting the cats. You're not getting no extra bang for your buck. On top of that, if we look on the history of the WWE, they've worked with Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, recently Tyson Fury. They got the infrastructure. So you take these personalities that we got in boxing and give it a little bit of juice, a little bit of media training. Like, I'm pumped for the Tank fight.
What would you want to see? What would you want to see them do specifically? Like, if they came in tomorrow, what's the first thing you want them to do, waving their magic WWE wand?
Their social media presence. The way they do the video packages. If you look at what they do the best, it's the hype job, the getting you amped for stuff. I mean, you think on YouTube, you got Ray Rod, you got Boss Logic, like those. Think about if they were doing boxing promo videos for a pay-per-view, how amped you would be. Even the UFC ones were cool, but now they're getting kind of paint by numbers. Just on the promotional aspect, they would take fighters that are doing 100K for pay-per-views and 500K, they'd push it back up into normal times where we'd be getting these million plus pay-per-views. I guarantee you, if they had a promotional brush on the Charlo twins or Tank, we would be 3x what they are doing now.
Let me ask you, do you still watch wrestling?
I watch it, I would say, I watch the premium live events they have. Oh, so so I do watch it. Yeah, I ain't going front back. That gave me another tangent to tell you about how they're improving.
Do you think, hypothetical question here, Tank, give me your pay-per-view buy rate for Tank versus Hector Luis Garcia, January 7th. Let me get that number.
For right now, I think that buy rate does anywhere from 250 to 350.
Wow.
That's really good.
That's very high. Okay. Now, what do you think that pay-per-view does straight to YouTube on the WWE YouTube at $20. They have 96 million subscribers on there. How many would you say would buy it, even though it's boxing content on a wrestling platform and it's not their network, it's their YouTube? We're talking going back to Logan Paul KSI days, putting Tank on YouTube on that channel for $20.
I'll answer the question. They would have probably somewhere in the range of 3 million buyers. But what they specialize in, and what kind of why I was talking about infrastructure is the most important. They have a deal. They basically got a 5-year, $1 billion deal from Peacock. So they get basically over 5 years. They're in their second year of the deal, and they put all their pay-per-views, Royal Rumble, all that stuff on there. They basically got bought out, kind of like how Top Rank and UFC got bought out by ESPN Plus. So they would push it to that platform because they basically are, the Saudi government of pay-per-views. They got out of the game because they got someone who trusts their numbers and bought them out, at a handsome rate. But on top of that, they get they've had a Saudi deal for going on now 6 years. They get $50 million a show. So that's how you get all these old wrestlers like Stone Cold Goldberg coming out, because they cake them up like, 10x what they would normally make for a WrestleMania. And so they've got Saudi, they got the Peacock deal on NBC. So if you with the Peacock deal, you could do an NBC big show on TV to hype up. Like, I wouldn't even put Tank on YouTube. I'd put him on NBC, right after or right before a Sunday night football game, that they have him compete, or, do something like that. Just, a playoff game, do some sort of integration like that. They have such a strong arm in this business. Like, just no wrestling promotion ran at Madison Square Garden. That's where they got their muscle from, is they ran Madison Square Garden for wrestling. No other promotion has gone there, like, in 40 some odd years. Like, it's just what they do. They no better promoter on the planet than them. No one got a stronger reach or a stronger bank account. Oh, and then on top of that, the thing that brings Stephanie so special is they hired Nick Khan, who's as their CEO. He's a former dude who got UFC big. He's like a Hollywood Asian cat that blew up on sports. But him, and they got Vince out of the paint. Vince basically got, shamed out of the company because he paid $20 million over the course of 30 years to former employees that he was having relations with. So they finally had the succession move.
What? So wait, he had a bunch of girls. He had a bunch of girls he had to pay money to?
No, he paid them on the low, like hush money, like basically like, you was a wrestler or you was an accountant and now you my girl and I'm giving you this crazy raise and promotion. And so and then when he wanted him to leave, he basically played out dough. So basically the daughter took over the industry. The stock price has dipped down to $50. It's now $80 a share. Like, there's a lot of great momentum behind what they're doing. They're the most financially solvent they ever been. I think right now they could probably buy PBC, and they already got to deal with Fury because he's been doing wrestling shows with him. So they could get him, AJ. They could really do some strong moves in the heavyweight division. That's probably what I assume they're trying to get into, is consolidate the heavyweight division, maybe some other prime divisions. But yeah. All
right, Chan, appreciate the call. It looks like we do have our guest.
Appreciate you, man. Nah, he'll be in a sec, so we still got a couple more minutes to take some more calls if anyone wants to call. That was a very informative one. I do appreciate anyone that is familiar with the WWE and can offer some insight. I enjoyed his call. It was very positive, and he feels that it can get done. I'm sitting here trying to make this poll, Danny. How many pay-per-view buys does Tank versus Hector Garcia do on WWE YouTube pay-per-view? And then I put their YouTube has 96 million subs. First answer, over 1 million. Second answer, 500,000 plus.
Got 92 million.
Oh, we'll change that. But I wasn't able to fit 92. Maybe we got to take out some words, but you got to help me here. How do we say that and then add in $20?
Bro, this is nuts. They legit. You just throw the @ and then $, and then a 2, and then a 0.
What the hell are you talking about?
That's how you add in $20. Yo, they got a video that they dropped yesterday.
Oof. We need to get rid of one character to make that work, champ.
Already at 1.1 million views. That's unbelievable.
So I put how many pay-per-view buys? How many pay-per-view buys? Does that fit? Yeah, that'll give me the character. How many pay-per-view buys? That gives me the character I need.
The one character you needed?
Nope. But whatever, we're gonna go with Spanglish. We're gonna go with how many pay-per-view buy.
Bro, just how many buys? They know you're buying the pay-per-view. How many buys?
I don't know.
I do. Simple.
I could always take does, right? How many pay-per-view buys Tank versus Hector Garcia do, right? I don't have to have does in there. That might work. And then I put last option would be Tank will tank on YouTube. But it don't fit to put even though they got 92 mil. So do we still leave that option? Because we can't. I feel like you have to give that information. Like people might just click it to say, oh, yeah, he's too big of a star to fight on YouTube, not knowing there's 92 million people on that channel. 92 million possibilities of them buying that pay-per-view. And I'm sure with a channel that big, you have like a partner with YouTube. You can make sure your notifications go out, right? Like, yo, we're doing a special event. Make sure you hit everybody in our subscriber list versus just a few.
Probably extra promotion and ads on that as well. But hey, we'll see what intentions they have. People have talked about it. Dana White specifically, with Zuffa Boxing, we never saw anything come out of that. So we'll see.
What kind of relationship does he have with them? Have they been seen buddy? Like, would they be acquiring his company? Are they thinking of taking over his company? Maybe he ain't done nothing with it, and that's cheap enough to buy. Zuffa Boxing. I don't know that you need to buy one, though, these days. Like, creating an LLC and applying for a promoter's license, especially someone that big, it's not going to be any issues.
So I guess there is a relationship. I don't know how close, but there is a relationship. So
Brandon, our producer, saying the WWE would also have to fight the stigma of anything being rigged where there is a bad decision. And obviously he's basing that off, wrestling being choreographed. So WWE may be blamed more often than not for setting up results. Do you believe that?
I don't know that I could really believe that, to be honest with you, but it's so hard to tell in this business. What are your thoughts, though?
This one threw me off. OTKP in the chat is saying WWE is out of the pay-per-view business. I thought everything was on their app. But, I mean, that's still pay-per-view because you got to pay to stream, right? You got to pay to be a subscriber, to be a member of their app, right? I'm sure you're not just getting the app and getting free service. You kidding me? It's like Disney. It's no way. I'm paying $10 for Disney.
I'm trying to see if that is the case, if they are out of the pay-per-view business indeed.
All right, so it looks like Bill is in studio. We're going to cut to our sponsor, Kenichi Bear. Head on over to KenichiBear.com and get yourself a set of Hibernation 5 so you can hear this studio audio in perfect quality via your Bluetooth headphones. And if you're going to play any games, you can also detach or attach the mic to talk that ish online. We'll be back. All right. Welcome back. And we are joined alongside Bill Haney. I hesitated because I didn't know to say, should you be trainer of the year for going to Australia 2 times? It was both in the same year, right?
Both in the same year, champ.
Wow. What's your thoughts? Let's take it from right from there. And obviously, thank you for joining us. But do you think what you and your son did, traveling to a foreign country and, not only winning those belts, but defending them and coming back to America, do you think that you should be at least nominated for Trainer of the Year?
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me, guys. It's always a pleasure to come on the Boxing Voice, the voice of the streets, the voice of the people.
Appreciate it.
It's always a blessing. It's a blessing of Allah for me to wake up every morning, and that's what I give all praise due to God for, all of this happening in our life and happening in such a positive way relatively fast. I'm still a student of the game. I study the game, inside and outside the ring. I try to do the best I can for Devin and for you guys and the people on our team. To say that I'm doing a great job means the world to me. Obviously, Trainer of the Year, that's something with all those guys that you would mention as being candidates. It's just great company to be in, and I'm just happy. You know what I mean? It's a good time, like always, to be in the Devin Haney business.
Obviously, when you got into this sport, it was just to assist your son and you living out his dreams. But as you've seen him accomplish certain things, has that goal shifted now for you to start and get some of these accolades as a trainer?
Well, no, that's the part of being a parent and making that transition from parent to partner. And I always kind of speak about it privately, but now I'm kind of more speaking about it on platforms that I go to, and it's the importance of making that transition from a parent to a partner. And with that saying, I am extremely happy and proud of what Devin has accomplished. And the higher that he rises, so do we. He's what we call, we call him Superman at the house. That's like the nickname around there, because what he's done for not only himself, and our family, but boxing as a whole, to cross different barriers and what they call sides of the streets to make the fights happen, to go to different countries, to go to a different country not once but twice to make it happen. I believe that, and deep in my heart, that he is the fighter of the year. He's not only has showed that he's the fighter of the year, he might even be the fighter of this era, the way in which he's trailblazed and shown that when we first started, we started on an app such as YouTube. This podcast will probably be, streamed and shown around the world, not just now, but for sure for our lifetime, if not documented as history forever. So using this kind of platform, and Devin being the first to be patient and not let the powers that be manipulate him into believing that linear television was the only way to go. He was birthed on digital television and a digital platform, and he's transcended to linear. So for a fighter to do that and to do it in the way that Devin has done, it's just all the signs of just being the fighter of the year, pound for pound, both the accomplishment and going to another lineal champ's country and taking it away from him, not in just one aspect, one style, but to come back and show another style and show a versatility at 23 years old that just, it just makes us, extremely happy.
I wanted to talk. I'm sure Danny can remind me exactly who we were with, maybe 48 hours ago or less, and we were having a conversation about you and Devin. But before I give you the exact substance, I want to know how important are affirmations for you, because you come up in life and a lot of these life coaches or people that want to tell you how to live your life say affirmations are important. And we had a conversation, again, he'll fill in the blank, with someone that said Bill and Devin's team knew what they were doing early on. They said, I can remember him, fighting maybe, let's say, Mexico, but you bringing 20 to 30 people and everyone.
It was Philly.
Philly?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the promoter Manny.
Manny Rivera.
What is hitting?
Ooh, I'm
Let's
so.
not mess
we
up.
just
Yeah,
had
let's
him
not
right
mess
here.
up, Manny.
Hold on,
My
I
bad.
got it.
Manny
I'm gonna
is
check
doing
my.
good,
I'm
yeah.
gonna check
Hard
my
hitting
hard-hitting promotions.
Hard-hitting
Yes,
promotions.
yes. Shout out to Manny Rivera.
Yeah, shout out to Manny and the work that we did early on with Manny. And it's countless individuals along the way that has been very instrumental in Devin's growth and his career. Everyone was saying to us that you shouldn't go to Mexico. You shouldn't go to Mexico. You won't get the visibility because of linear television. Well, we went to Tijuana and had a wonderful experience in the sense of the development of Devin, because he was developed in a hostile environment. And with that development, going to Mexico and everybody rooting against you and you not necessarily knowing what they're saying because of the language barrier, it meant it breeded Devin to go to Australia, to face challenges that he had faced early in his career, where he was familiar with them. So like I said, Manny, and he's over there in Philadelphia, and he was part of those that early on going to Philly and getting those shows. And Philly is a market that, you know what I mean, they're tough. You know what I mean? They know their stuff, I should say. So that was one of those steps that we took.
Well, specifically, I wanted to talk about, he brought up that you guys would repeat certain things to Devin back then that have now come true, and that you were basically telling him how good he was back then when he was very young. I just wanted to, hear from you the importance of affirmations, or were you not thinking of it? That's what you guys believed back then. It wasn't about building up your son. It was just your belief.
Well, that's the part that's key when you go from parent to partner, and you understand that this now is not just this is your partner in what we consider the Haney legacy, the Haney empire, the Haney organization, Devin Haney Promotions. So with building and understanding where your partner is and what step, Devin was on time and ahead of the curve at each position. So although they were affirmations, I was 100% correct. I was 100% confident and sure, and in my heart, that he is the guy. He is the guy, and he was the guy when I was telling him those certain affirmations. They are key in a time where fighters and kids and athletes don't necessarily get it. They don't necessarily hear the truth. They hear, oh, you got to keep working, you got to work, and more work. But they don't actually get a chance to hear the truth is that they're doing a hell of a job. And something that a lot of times the coaches can give them their experiences, but you can't necessarily say that you've done it, that you've actually walked in that kid's or that athlete's footsteps. And those that do and have, I commend them, because to actually go through it and not sit back and go on a vacation or a yacht or retire without coming back and giving some of these kids the knowledge and affirmations that you're talking about. So yeah, they are very important, but you also have to be a realist with the athlete as well.
Bill, I wanted to ask, obviously being in your son's corner his whole career, there was a point where you were there as a father and only a father. Obviously that changed, then you saw something that led you to, invest all this time and all this money into Devin. At what point was it that you saw that, and at what point was it that you went, as you say, from father to partner?
Well, I have a older son that both of you guys know. His name is Bill Jr., right? Little Bill. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get a whole lot of credit, you know what I mean, for the role that he's played in this thing too. But It started out as me and Bill Little being partners in Devin's development. So obviously you see Bill around, you'll see me, he fills in, and then it became a partnership between me and Devin and Sean, my 12-year-old. And now I've started a partnership with my 12-year-old Sean in the development of my 8-year-old daughter, Bella. So this partnership means that they have what they have. They have what God has given them, the talent that they have. But they also need someone to come in and not hoover over them, not be demanding, but also be understanding and give them what they need to further develop in their journeys. Because Sean and Bella aren't professional tennis players right now, but for all intent and purposes, that's what they've set out to do. And, you know what I mean, being a partner in that relationship means, you know what I mean, they're the boss. At 8 years, I have an 8-year-old boss, a 12-year-old boss, a 23-year-old boss, and a 32-year-old boss in their respective fields. But, of course, when you come and you see Dad, Pawpaw, you come to the house, you know what I mean, that's something totally else different. But I really take their careers serious like they deserve.
So how old was Devin when he became the boss?
When Devin became the boss?
Yeah.
When he set out on this journey, that's when he became the boss. You listen to him, and then you give him, you know, your feedback as a partner. You know, a partner doesn't mean that you're a punk, that that you're going to take the easy way out. A partner in the thing is, okay, I'm going to match your energy. I'm going to get up and, you know what I mean? I'm going to get the car ready. I'm going to go outside. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to match your energy. I'm going to go get lunch. I'm going to go grab, wash the clothes. I'm going to do all this. I'm a partner in this. You know what I mean? And we're going to take it as far as you're going to take it. And right now, Devin, the sky's the limit. He set out early on, and he said he wanted to be one of the best to ever put on a pair of gloves. So, you know what I mean? We have our work cut out for us, and I take it in stride. I love being partners with my kids, for sure.
So, Bill, every time we talk about you and Dev, I feel like people want to not diminish, but for lack of a better word, diminish and be like, oh, man, but Bill had money. Bill had money. It ain't fair. Bill had money. So can you tell us the story? Obviously, dollar amount doesn't matter, but like, how was that road turning Devin from an amateur to a pro? Like, we know you went to Mexico and we know you did it on your own, but why does everyone think it was so difficult and that you only got it done because Bill had money? Is it that hard? Can other fathers do it?
Because we've heard numerous people, but Bill had the money to take him to get this work.
Bro, they'll be like,
he had the money to go here.
And they hit you with the side, like, you don't know Bill? Come on, man. Bill was in the music, but it's easy for Bill. It's like, every time I'm here praising you, like, bro, no one's done it like you, but they trying to act like you had it easy.
No, I think that it's management. You know what I mean? If you manage your time, you manage your resources, you're going to actually get what you're looking for. And then a strong belief in God, and I always continue to praise Allah for, the times that I wanted to have the responsibility, but because being in music, you want the responsibility of having that A-list entertainer, so on and so forth. With different times, with different artists and different groups, I didn't necessarily get the confidence that Devin gave me going into this business. Devin is confident about what I can deliver. I'm confident about what I can deliver, and then we don't waver. I think a lot of the times it doesn't come down to money for any parent. It comes down to education and, doing your due diligence in terms of the next step. A lot of times people will tell you, we had legendary meetings with Jay-Z, Floyd, 50 Cent.
How old was Devin when you guys went to Reebok? I remember he was early on in his career.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that, you know what I mean? He was that young, like 16 or like 16. He was 16, 17. He had the Reebok situation. And
But how did these things come about? Because you see, that's what they like to blanket and be like, because it's Bill. That like they're trying to say that this isn't possible if you don't have a father like yourself or a person that can back Devin the way that you did.
I mean, think about it. Devin was what, 17, 18 on the Breakfast Club, like.
Right. And that's the thing is that within management or within your artist or within your son, we're just as protective of Devin as the fighter as he is my son. So a lot of times that early on we weren't able to get things, and sometimes we don't get things that Devin would like to get now. But I continue knocking on the door, and when they say no, he doesn't know how they said no, or he doesn't necessarily know why they're saying yes, because my job is for them to say yes and for them to open the door for him. And I think that when parents say, look all the way up the staircase instead of looking forward to the next step, most of the time, every house, they have the opportunity for that next step, but they're looking and listening to the narrative that, oh my God, you're not going to be able to get the big fights unless you're with the big three, whether it be Arum, Mayweather, or Matchroom, or De La Hoya, the big four now, so to speak. But don't concentrate on that part. That part will take care of itself. And each household, that next step they have. And a lot of times I think that fighters and teams are lazy because they don't want to cross that border to get that work, And Mexico is a great breeding ground. They have some tremendous fighters. And if you just try to go down there thinking that you're just going to get a win and not actually preparing and training and all that and getting the win at a discount, because they're gonna give you the work, but if the same fighter is brought over to the United States, now he's gonna cost more. What I knew was that this breeding ground of great fighters, Bob Arum was getting them, and De La Hoya was getting them. So I said, you know what? To cut down the cost, because we can move more efficient, and it costs less to get 2 or 3 opponents for the price that we would get one in the States.
Right.
Is let's go ahead and cross. So that's just some strategy that we can't, that we decided to do. And Devin had the confidence in me. I had the confidence in him. And I think that that's where that starts, because the talent, like Floyd always says, the talent is going to speak for itself. If you can fight, you can fight.
Now, obviously, the age was a thing too, because he was 17 when he turned professional, correct? He was 17 when he fought in Vegas, I do believe.
Yes.
He was on the Pacquiao Bradley 3 undercard.
Youngest to fight in Las Vegas at a venue like that.
Yeah, youngest to get commissioned in the state of Nevada. But I wanted to ask, obviously, you guys knew you guys weren't going to make the cut for the Olympics because of the age. But why not wait those couple months, that 1 year to turn 18? Why go down to Mexico instead of securing something here in the U.S.?
Well, we were actually more closer to 16 than we were 17. You know what I mean? He had just turned 17 when he turned pro, and when he stopped in amateur boxing, he was 16, because he was fighting 17 and 18. He was fighting the youth, and he had already won, and we didn't have the opportunity to go to the Olympics because of his age, because they dropped the age down. So we were left with not anything other to do than take an opportunity from the time that he was 16 to 17 to develop a pro style of obviously hit and not get hit, because you have 29 fights and you have a young fighter at 23 years old. I had to learn as much as I can about this kid being able to be in this business and not get hurt, not get hit upside his head 29 different times. So a lot of times I think that we learned it the right way, and everyone else comes back and says, well, it was boring. Well, we'll fight anybody in the world. And that means that if your guy is who he says he is, then it's not going to be a boring fight.
Well, so what's up with Lomachenko, and what is our targeted time frame?
I'm hoping I'm doing everything that I can to stay busy and let team, our team and Lomachenko and Top Rank negotiate it out. I'm looking for, like what Bob said, in March. Of course, we have Ramadan at the end of March. So like I've spoke with Danny and I've spoke with you, Ness, that it's kind of important that we fight before Ramadan than fighting after. So I'm kind of just waiting to see.
What is there a targeted month you would like?
He said March.
March?
Before Ramadan, yep.
And I believe March, Ramadan is coming in around the 26th of March.
So how soon before the 26th? Because Plant just announced
22nd. So your last Saturday in March, you're looking at, what's that, the 18th, I believe,
and
or
Plant
the 19th?
Plant Benavidez
The 19th.
announced early March.
A March pay-per-view date. So, yeah, it looks like March 19th is the last Saturday of the month. So hopefully we get something by then. Bill, did you make the trip to the Middle East for the Bivol and Sula fight?
Yeah. I that was really nice too, man. The venue was in
Abu Dhabi.
Right. We stayed in Dubai and traveled over. Did I guess 45-minute ride over.
Okay.
And then drove back over to Dubai after. But the hospitality that they showed us, it was amazing, bro. You know what I mean? Just amazing. We look forward to, hopefully, inshallah, fighting there, one day soon.
Nah, I gotta ask because I've seen now multiple pictures and so was there like a meeting with Mr. Salel Muhammad, who we've seen?
Oh, that's he's somebody that we have a whole lot of respect for, who's doing big things.
He's killing it out there.
Yeah, big things worldwide though. He's that's the understatement about him. And like I said, we look forward to we've met a lot of good people around there, and we look forward to going back and maybe doing something in the future.
That'd be lovely. I would love that. Unfortunate it couldn't happen for this fight, but as long as the fight happens, right, BH?
Well, this is something that the people have continually asked about. They said that we weren't going to come out and campaign for it. They said that we weren't going to take it, let alone saying that we were going to lose. So, I'm trying to just stay focused. I know that Lomachenko and Papachenko and Igis Klimas, that's a hell of a team who've been at the top of the game for quite some time. And it's business. We've been chasing that fight down for a long time to the point that now it's here. What they didn't want to do was put everything on the line for us, but we're showing you now that we wanted to fight and we're willing to put everything on the line. So, yeah.
So, Bill, how do you keep Devin focused? Is he like a competitive guy? Because, he's already made a decent amount of money. He's undisputed, So it's like, how do you keep him hungry?
Well, it's a difference between keeping someone hungry, keeping someone focused, versus understanding where their focus is or understanding how hungry they are, and then using different scenarios to introduce them to re-spark the hunger or re-spark the focus. And Devin has been in different places, but I've always continued to have a pretty good relationship with him. You know what I mean? To just be that partner that'll say, hey, think about this, Soup. Think about this. Just, I'm going to lay this on you, Soup. And you know what he always says to me is, you think I wasn't listening from a kid, right? He's, so as parents, they got to understand their partner is listening to the good and the bad. When you say, oh, I don't think we're going to do this shit because he's not listening. Well, he's listening to that too, right? But it's easy to say is, what I think we would get a lot more money if you thought about it this way instead of looking at it wrong. So
have you always been that way? Have you always been to where you thought about the way you arrange your words when forming a sentence and speaking to your kids because of,
Absolutely, absolutely. Coming from where coming from East Oakland, you know what I mean. You had to come correct, And if I always believed if I'm gonna come correct in the streets, then I got to come correct at home. Whether it's talking to my grandmother, whether it's talking to my mom, my aunt, my little cousin, my son, you know what I mean. If you can take out time, come down here and do good business with you guys, speak correct, and then you go home and you just an ass. You know what I'm saying? You like, that to me was backwards.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Because to me, it's harder, right, to go out in the streets and bite your tongue versus being at home. I think, at home deserves sometimes the patience and, biting your tongue as a partner than biting your tongue as a parent.
For sure. So I got Ruin at 504 that asks, do you think Devin can bypass 140 and go straight to 147 like Purnell?
Or why don't we just take him and send him right up to 154, maybe 160? You dig what I'm saying? Listen.
I mean, Broner did do 135 to 147.
140 is when Devin steps in there, it's the hottest division in boxing, just like 135 was. Devin goes back to Robert Eastern, Mikey Garcia, Lomachenko, and then, of course, the Ryan Garcias and all the rest of them showed up. So I believe that once he goes to 140, after 135, inshallah, we get past, the Ukrainian Matrix, Terminator, the resilient team over there. We go to 140. Man, make some noise and look to be what you're hearing some fighters lie and say they have the opportunity to be, and that's two-time undisputed champion of the world.
Is there a time frame for Loma, or is this more about Top Rank and
I think
the business?
I think in all fairness, I can't speak for Dev, but I can just kind of convey the energy that is, if it's not happening before March, if they're insinuating that it's going to happen in May, then that's going to be too long, right? And that's what we were saying was that you go to May and then you come back with another fight and then you say, well, okay, well, May, that's November or December. And you know what I mean? For him at 135, it's his only division and he has all the belts, but you don't want to come right back with the fight. If you want to come back, then that's not, I don't know what kind of strategy or what kind of
and
that would be.
And not just that, but I think Devin has shown, because he's done it before, held a camp, through Ramadan, did it with Linares. I just feel that if you can avoid it, he's the undisputed champ. He should be able to not have to put his body through that and enjoy Ramadan and get his fight off before. More than enough time.
Well, if you talked about from the fight being October, right? The fight was October
15th, yes, sir.
October the 15th. So October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. You see what I mean? It's like, but if it's the scheduling with ESPN and the inability to put on the fight, then we run into problems that's unforeseen to us, that's uncontrollable to us. We came to Lomachenko's fight and said, we're ready to get it on with you when you're ready. You know what I mean? We came ready. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of Top Rank and the attorneys and stuff at Top Rank and Bob and everyone to put something on the table before Ramadan for Lomachenko and Devin at 135.
But again, to be clear, it's up to Top Rank. It's not about Loma not agreeing to before March.
Yeah. No. I don't know what it's about. I don't know. I haven't spoken to hear if Lomachenko is saying that he prefers the May date than going before that. I don't know. One thing that I heard with him is that, just like everyone else, that he's comfortable doing what it takes to make the fight happen. One of the things that we want to do is stop all the talk with the people. It's the Super Bowl of the lightweight division. Let's get it on. And we were promised that the first quarter would be where we're looking. Bob has said publicly that it will be that he's looking at March. And for all intent purposes, that's what our target date is.
So I don't know if you've seen this. I'm pretty sure you did because you stay active on social media, but I wanted to show you nonetheless. This is Teo who's fighting Saturday in Tank sparring. Have you seen this before?
You know what? I haven't.
It's not that long. Can you play it?
What's that left? Let's box.
So that's it. After that, it's gonna be on loop.
Beautiful.
But yeah. What's your thoughts, man? Have you heard of this sparring session in the past?
You know, that was a clip. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's a strategic clip on whichever team's part to put
Release.
it out. Yeah, to release it.
I feel like it had to be on the T.O. side. He the one landed the bigger right hand, kind of wobbled Tank.
Oh, did he? Let me see again.
Oh, yeah. You ain't see that right
No,
hook?
but I saw Tank land a shot too, though.
I seen Tank with the flurry in the beginning. Let me get that clip one more time, Brian. But you got to watch, like, T.O. put everything on that right hook. It was like one of those right hooks we see him do on TV. Watch. So Tank is in the blue headgear.
No, Tank is in the
Yeah.
right.
You right. So that was
Tank the southpaw, bro.
Oh shit. So that's Tank.
Yeah, that's Tank. Yeah. Come
That's
on, man.
Tank that knocks T.O. like that.
You know one
One
thing
more
about
time,
me,
yo.
I'm gonna keep it trill. You know what I'm saying?
So he hit him with the left
Boom, there
off
it
the
go.
rope too.
Yeah, he hit him
And-
with the right hook too, and the left. Yep.
He do get him with that left off the rope, like, get off me.
Yeah.
So how'd it go with you guys? When you gonna release something, man? There's been a lot of talk of the footage between you and Tank. And by you, obviously, I mean Devin.
Well, you know, I came with some of the money I won, but you know what I mean? I don't have the footage.
So who exactly did you bet? Who had to pay?
Well, I bet the guys from Cincinnati, Adrian Broner and them team, you know, his dad, Coach Levi, and another cat out of Cincinnati, you know, that had a bunch of money, but y'all probably wouldn't know who he was.
But
You know.
if they paid, that means that they lost.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, and the thing about
Were there any rules to the bet? Like, what exactly did they lose?
It's the doghouse. It's the doghouse rules, and anybody that know anything about the doghouse, when you go in there and they hitting on the mat and all this other shit, right? Hyping it up. But you know, in fairness to what, you know, we had Tank and we have Devin, we have Floyd, we have Adrian, and Devin has just gotten out the car with Floyd. Adrian is bringing Tank to the gym. And while we're betting, right, because Floyd has invited everybody. So this is not something that is supposed to be kept secret, because if it was kept secret and it was supposed to be secret, we just got the better end of it. Because if we didn't get the better end and they had the money, then they would be saying something. And that was the purpose of betting the money. Nate won some money, Big Nate Jones, you know what I mean, and a couple other guys, right?
So he bet on Dev.
He bet on Dev, right?
Being a TMT guy.
Being a TMT guy. But you know what I mean, when it comes down to the money, you know, most people going, you know what I mean? They're gonna push their pride to the side, right? So while betting the guys, Adrian Broner, right? He has one of those moments similar to him in that hotel, walking down the hotel, kind of butt-ass naked, right? And you look over and you see AB and you see him walking down the hotel just butt-ass naked. You say, the fuck is AB doing, right? He's just like, what the fuck is AB doing? And similar to that. So I have an actual story of him having one of those moments, one of them just goofy, weird moments, right? Where everyone else can say it and all that. But until you've actually been there with AB, and AB, I love him to death. He loves me to death. It's nothing personal. But when he realized he was having that goofy moment in that episode, he got back out the ring, and Dev continued to whip on Tank's ass. You see what I'm saying? Because what they were trying to do is, but we're from East Oakland, so it's like you try to break up. You know how, Danny, you go to sparring, where somebody hits somebody low, and then he's trying to get out of it, right? Instead of, and then so they try to break up the sparring, break up, it's over with, it's over with. No. Adrian, stop the goofy shit. Go ahead on that other side where you supposed to be. He like, all right, B. All right. Tank, come on, Tank, come on. Devin, keep whipping his ass. And that's how the story went. So what was surprising to me that I never revealed to the people a goofy moment I didn't have with AB. You know what I mean? Because I done had some solid 100 moments with him too. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But this was the time that it was the most weird, goofy shit in the world. And then after we got the money, he didn't come back and say to me, you know what I'm saying, B, you out of pocket, man, for leaving Dev in there, right? He never texted me and say, B, you know what I'm saying, you know, you got to know with this coaching shit, you can't be doing that. He never texted Dev and said, hey, Dev, watch out your dad, B. You know what I'm saying? He never. This is the first time he ever jumped out here with the bullshit because none of that shit happened. But I'm not going to say that Tank wasn't trying to punch. I'm glad to hear he's saying that was his crack. But his crack did not wobble Dev. It did not stumble Dev. It did not do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's the inference that you drive from that sparring right there? When you look
Shit,
at
I had it all wrong. For all this time, I thought the shirtless dude was Teo.
Right. So
that was Tank landed that right hook.
Right. So what do you have?
I mean, but you could tell, though, now that you see that that's Teo in the blue, he looked little. This looked like it's old.
Yeah, that shit.
They might be teenagers.
Yeah, but that shit, well, Devin was 16. You see what I'm saying? Dev was 16. Dev is 24 now. You know what I'm saying? So we keep talking about this shit. And one thing about Tank that he knows is that Dev has gotten better. And he's gotten longer, more rangy. You know what I mean? Fast jab. You know, fast feet, you know. Now you got a solid right hand, under, over, around.
Bill,
you know what I'm saying?
Is Tank the boxer everybody says?
Is he what?
Is he the boxer? Because a lot of people, especially his trainers, say, Tank ain't shown y'all he's a boxer because he ain't had the box yet.
What? Well, shit, he just said he going to retire, so I guess we ain't going to never see him.
I mean, he said 2 more years, and I was trying to get the team to show you that.
So he's going to he's going to box against the boxers, or is he going to do what he does against the boxer? Because if his next 2 fights is against boxers, right? That he said he's going to come look, they're true boxers, and he's saying that I'm gonna go get them, and that's not, so you're never going to see that he's a boxer. He's not a boxer. You know what I mean? If the shit hit the fan, you do what you are, right? And if shit hits the fan, what he's going to do is do what he does.
So
sure.
So you think he, all things go left, he resorts back to the Tank we know, to knockout type of Tank?
No, it's go get him. It's go get him. It's what a Tank is going to do. What is a Tank going to do? A Tank is going to come forward and it don't care what it's going to hit, right? What's going to hit it? It's gonna keep coming, and it's waiting for that one boom, right?
So I wanted to show you this because you brought it up, and this is Tank on Morning Combat speaking about 2 more years remaining in the sport, but he makes it clear that he's not leaving without facing them guys, and I'm assuming Dev with all the belts has to be one of them guys.
No. Devin is the guy.
So that's the answer right there.
The guy.
28?
28.
Yeah. How much longer are you expecting to do it?
Once I get them guys out of there, I'm gone.
Is that right? So let's say like 30-ish, something like that? Why do you want to get out so soon?
I want to just help people that's coming behind me. I feel as though that's more important. Future.
Is that why you got Lamont Peterson and Anthony on this card?
They was before me, but yeah. They're trying to do my good deeds. I feel as though it's something that is installed in me. There's loyalty.
What's your thoughts, Bill? He says he wants to get out in 2 years to help people come up.
Well, I don't know. That's a good thing to say. You know what I mean? And I hope that he can accomplish everything that he wants to accomplish when he gets through boxing. You know what I mean?
But he's making it clear he's going to get you guys out of there first.
I said I hope that he accomplishes everything that he looks to accomplish after he gets out of boxing. fortunately for us, we don't believe that he's going to get, if he's insinuating that he's going to get Devin out of there, then we don't believe that, right? And if it's anything that you want to do for anybody, do it for your team, right? If you're everything that you say and everything that I hear you say that he is every day on here, right? You know what I mean? Everything. Then why not do it for your team?
You're right.
Why not do it right now? Right? I mean, as we speak.
I mean, fighting, you open up more doors fighting.
Huh?
I think as an attraction, he opens up more doors to put people on undercards the way Floyd did. Like, if you're Tank, if you retire, it's harder to get TV dates.
Devin has put Lorenzo Truck Simpson, hell of a fighter, out of Baltimore, being represented by Exquisite Sports, Raheem Brown. And, Devin had the wherewithal to understand that we've been knowing Lorenzo for forever, that you do what you can and do as much as you can while your career is going on. So when we talk about what is he doing, Anthony Peterson and Lamont Peterson are from D.C. His crew is from Baltimore, right? So if you want to do anything, pay your trainers. So us trainers won't have the stereotype that we don't get money when you get to fighter to the biggest fights in the game, right?
But what you mean, pay your trainers?
That's what I said. I said pay your trainers. You know what I mean? You're talking about leaving the game, and you're talking about taking care of people. Take care of your trainers, to whereas they're not getting minimum wage.
But how would you know they getting minimum wage? And they don't seem disgruntled over there. They having a podcast. They got the Rise podcast. You see Coach Calvin Ford and Kenny. They stay with Tank on there. If they wasn't happy, what they gonna have Tank on there for?
Well, if you got the number one fighter in the world, you got the box office.
Oh, wait a minute.
You got if.
Did you just say number one fighter? Because if Dev hear this shit.
No, I said if you do. No, Devin, Devin is the pound for pound guy. He's the number one fighter inside the ring, both professional versus as a businessman. Because you see how I'm looking. You see what he paying me. You see what I'm saying? It started out as I was the investor, but now I'm getting paid. You see what I'm saying? And so is Robert Garcia. So is a lot of other guys. So is Eddie Reynoso and all them. You know what I mean? But I just think that, somebody need to help out Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny and them. You know what I mean? Because they doing as much as they can. Shout out to the Rise podcast. You got to do what you got to do, Jack.
So, when you hear him say, we going to take out them guys, do you expect to be on that list? Do you think he's talking to Dev specifically, or is it just Ryan that he's talking about, since that's the one that's kind of set in stone if he can get past Hector Luis Garcia?
Do you think we should do a GoFundMe page for Calvin Ford to get a car or not?
So now you insinuating he ain't got no car?
I'm just kidding. Have you seen it?
Yo, you terrible.
BH, what the fuck?
What the? You know he gotta have a car.
It ain't like yours.
For
sure. ain't nothing you gonna drive. That's for sure, Jack. You know what I'm saying?
So BH came in on one day.
So no.
So you saying he greedy?
Huh?
You saying Tank greedy?
Man, I'm saying that, listen, if you're going to do anything before the game, because we as
wait.
trainers,
what you driving? Let's start there, because you taking shots. What you driving?
Today?
You're terrible. You're terrible. Oh, Calvin. It ain't me. I love you.
No, but I'm saying is I'm going to participate.
What you drive today, BH?
I'm gonna be the first one. I like to get behind them tents and drive executive.
Okay.
Yeah,
you brought the big boy out.
All black.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
black black insides, you know what I mean, black outsides, you know. But what were you saying anyway before that?
Do you think that he is talking about you guys when he say, I'm going to get them guys out of there? Because it's only 2-year timeline.
I don't know what, like his tweets, you know what I mean? I don't know what the hell he be talking about sometimes, you know what I mean? They pop on, they pop out, he says this, he says, Devin, you know, where he clearly says after Cambosos, it's going to be Devin. And then it's Garcia,
but
and then them guys.
I don't want to defend him, but you know, I feel like I know you would have took the Ryan fight too. Like if Ryan and Tank are on the table right now for Devin, you got to be going to Ryan. It's a race to Ryan. It's a race to Ryan. He's vulnerable.
We were already on the zone. We were already with Eddie, right?
But Ryan didn't want to fight y'all.
Well, all we had to do was cross over and give Golden Boy, Oscar, the deal of a lifetime, the deal. What's the name? But we always felt that you weren't going to get the credit for it. That no one was giving Ryan the credit if you beat Ryan. And everybody is getting money. So if you're getting money and you're not going to get the credit for Ryan, why?
But Ryan doesn't represent a different type of money.
Money is money. I mean, I'm saying is what, you know what I mean? Like,
no, he's saying exposing Tank to a different demographic. You know, Ryan is very commercialized. He got the Gatorade.
Well, I thought if you're at the top of the game and you're the guy, then I understand. But does that demographic really feel that Ryan is going to win the fight? Right? Right? It's no different.
I think so. I think so.
His fans do.
Listen, take nothing away from it, but I think that what everyone was saying with us is that Ryan was not the guy. Don't chase Ryan because Ryan got out of the WBC interim, right? And then he had depression and stuff like that. And, you know, and we always wished him well. But after he went through the depression, we never felt it was fair to get back on his line because he didn't really do anything. And then the undisputed champion is looking for Ryan. And then Ryan went through the depression and then he beat, who did he beat?
Javier Fortuna and Emmanuel to go.
Emmanuel to go, then
Emmanuel to go and Javier Fortuna, two guys that wouldn't fight Dev. So you have Javier Fortuna. To go probably would have fought him, right? But they didn't want to give us to go. I do say that about to go, and he had a bunch of fights. But Javier Fortuna with Sampson got out of it, and Ryan Garcia. So with both Ringwalk Danny knowing that and Ness, it would just be kind of hard to buzz them up and say, you know what I mean, we're on Ryan's bumper. Naturally, everybody came back and said, Loma. Huh? What do you mean? They said, oh, man, you're not going to mention Loma name. You're not. Loma, you don't want Loma. You don't want Loma. How soon does things change? But the plans can't change as fast as everyone's mind. Once you change the mind and, I changed my mind, we just got on a plane, got in the ring, went and started talking to him, did all the shit, went to the convention, the WBC where Don Majeski, right? And Ringwalk Danny was there.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
right?
sir.
Was
yes,
there,
sir. BH called the phone like, yo, champ, I need you to come.
And,
you know?
And they wanted to know, should they order the WBC between Lomachenko and Haney? We, Ringwalk Danny and Don Majeski, let the WBC and Mr. Suleiman and everyone know that there would be no need to order it because we are negotiating. And they made the announcement. We started to continue the negotiation. I backed up, let Devin and the attorneys, let them get the words and go back and forth and hammer it out. And I came out and had some fun, you know, and I said, and when I came out, I said, hey, man, this is a great fight. And I started hearing a little bit of resistance. And then I said, well, where was you guys at? How did this all, you know what I mean? And then, of course, they start jumping on they start jumping on me. You know what I mean? All in the comments and all the shit. But what are we going to do, Danny? Ness, what are we going to do?
I mean, the new hot guy, first and foremost, I'll tell you, Floyd already went through this. He told you I gave you guys the green print. He suffered so you don't have to. He told you they just going to build up the next guy. So when you beat Loma, you know the next guy is Shakur. And if you beat Shakur, the next guy is Tank, and vice versa. If you beat Tank, they're going to say Ryan. You beat Ryan, they're going to say Loma. You beat Loma, they're going to say Shakur. But that being said, yeah, the new boogeyman for Devin is Shakur, is what it seems like. What is your thoughts? Because I do recall doing an interview with you back in the day, and you said, nah, Shakur is big bruh. Now, East Coaster, big bruh, I can interpret it differently. What does that mean for you guys?
Well, with them and their relationship, they've never gave any interpretation that they wouldn't fight. You know what I mean? They know that they put in. I've watched both of them put so much into their craft and dedicate their entire lives to the sport. So Shakur, Devin will not stop it, not get in the way of giving an opportunity to Shakur, and I'm sure Shakur would never stop at giving an opportunity for Devin.
So you're saying, because I don't know what you're saying there, it almost sounds like if Shakur wants a shot at Undisputed, you would give it to him, but then that means you're saying that Devin could commit to a second 135-pound fight.
Well, no. Actually, what I'm saying is that you have fighters that we don't get anything from, right? We don't, but we never complain. If we have all the belts and we say, okay, well, what are we going to win from Lomachenko? Nothing. What are we going to win from Shakur? Nothing, right? What are we going to win? So if it comes to an actual fight, then what's fair is it being a fight. And if it's for no belts or if it's for one belt, it's fair. When it's fair, and it's fair on the scale, it's fair, it's fair. If it's not fair and they don't feel that it's fair and they're not ready for it or it's not the right time, then ultimately him and Dev, they have each other's number. Dev has made the fight with George Kambosos in the DMs. He's made the fight with Jojo Diaz in the DMs. He made the fight with Jorge Linares. And then I made the fight with Gamboa, right? So
I assisted.
Yeah, you know that? You did. Me and you. And we
Shout
call
out, champ.
Yeah. No, he's keeping it.
He was your translator?
He's keeping it 100,
Okay.
right? We had to pick. And that was ultimately ended up being Gamboa. But so I say that to say that you have those two guys as being. Are they still millennials? Are they millennials?
Man,
those two guys?
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
Somebody told me that I couldn't use the term Latin the other day, so I don't fucking know nowadays.
What?
Latin?
Yeah, they said I'm not Latin, that I'm considered Latinx, and I'm like, what?
Oh
the
wow,
fuck
what is that? I mean, we
Right.
don't want to go down that hole though.
Man, I don't even know. So
Yeah. So, but they're bosses. They're in communication with each other. They're in communication with their teams. They got great teams, and that's something that will happen. Definitely.
Dev has a relationship with Jay himself, right?
Yeah. He got a relationship. He's, Dev's the boss. So you know what I mean? It was my job. It was my job to put him with all the right people and have all the right relationships, and then I kind of just lay back and counsel him, through the journey, whichever spot that he might need some counsel at. And sometimes that's a little bit, sometimes it's a lot, and then sometimes it's none at all.
Well, if we didn't get an answer on that, because people say that you're notorious for not answering questions, we got the same question two different ways.
Okay.
Zay says, now that Shakur is in the mix at 135, does he see Devin fighting Shakur at 135, or does he see that fight happening in the future at 140?
Yes.
And how does that fight play out?
Yes. We have one more fight at 135, which is Lomachenko. And then, of course, we can do it at 140. We can do it at 147. We can do it at 154.
You just told the other guy.
I said 140, 147.
But you just told the other guy who asked you to move up to 47 like Pernell. No.
You have to let me finish. My friend Ness is the best. You dig what I'm saying? But we can do the fight at 140, 147, 154 in the future. I don't know at what time or that Shakur is going to step up, where Devin is going to step up, and the two are going to meet. You know what I mean? Where both teams feel like that it's fair.
Let me give you a screen share. Brian, we ready? Because we weren't here for this. So I didn't mistake Dev. Dev is definitely red headgear winning, right? Winning headgear?
Winning headgear, yep.
Not winning, like if
Winning-
that.
no,
not
winning-
not
I
to say
understand.
he's winning
Listen.
the sparring. Come on,
No, listen,
Bill.
I
Stop
said-
trying to get me in
No,
trouble.
No, I understand. I said winning headgear. You know, I've watched that sparring, or people have sent it to me, you know, forever. So, I know
But where's
exactly.
the full clip?
I knew exactly that you were, huh?
Where's the full clip? Because this
and-
really
and-
shows Dev looking
I'm
good.
going to tell you, in Devin's boxing bag. Yeah.
Speed bag.
No, that arsenal of shit that he got, that left hook, right hook, 1, 2, body, jab, that's where the full
But
clip is.
but the question is, can Shakur release something that's this favorable to him? Because there's a lot of highlights here.
I never released any footage of him and nephew sparring. I didn't do that shit. I never did that. That was private sparring, and somebody else released it. That, you know what I'm saying? That was.
But this is obviously not a Shakur team. Like, it's not,
but what I'm saying is that Devin was 16. Shakur
In
was
this sparring?
In this sparring, Shakur was 18.
Oh,
and he
wow.
was on his way to the Olympics. He was on his way to the Olympics, and the world didn't know that Shakur was a bad motherfucker. We knew he was a bad motor scooter, right? We knew he was a bad motor scooter.
Nah,
That's why we knocked on the door in Newark to go see him, and that's why he called Devin to get that work, because he was getting ready for the Olympics, and we wanted to give him some good work. Although Devin was, you know what I mean, he wasn't necessarily getting ready for anything, but he was developing the pro style of, that's what we were working on in the gym. So we've always been in the gym, right? It wasn't like he was any long period away from boxing.
So the funny thing is, after Loma, the contract's done. Dev's contract we're talking about.
With Top Rank. Or does the Loma fight extend it?
No, are you asking me because you made a statement? You made a statement.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Is Devin's
No, because the 2-year timeline, it starts to what? Yesterday, that clip dropped. Yesterday's 2-year timeline. So you a free agent after the Loma fight. Sounds like that fight could happen. I mean, Ryan had to go over there. At the end of the day, look, we got to concede he's the cash cow, right?
Yeah.
So we got to go to his network.
Who?
Tank.
You said we conceded that he's what?
No, I said we, as a whole, have to concede that he's the cash cow.
I concede that it's a great event, and I concede the fact that it will make for people that want to see it all over the world, different networks, you know what I mean, different distributors. Not only do you have Showtime here in the U.S., but you also have you have ESPN. You also have what's the UK guy? What's the UK?
DAZN?
Well, DAZN is UK, but what's the other one?
BT.
Boxer.
BT Sport.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
You know what I mean? So we can't at this level of play.
Fox. Can't forget Fox.
You at this level of play, we can't confuse the broadcasters or confuse any sides of the streets
You got
or
Black
anything
Prime
like that.
now.
You got so many things. So there's no reason for the thing not to happen. And Devin has never been an example of politics or things not happening.
What's more of the Mayweather-Pacquiao for your son? Is it Tank or is it Shakur?
You know, those are both great fights. I don't know which one is Mayweather-Pacquiao because those guys kept winning. I believe that right now, Loma is our Arturo Gatti.
Oh, you disrespectful. He said
No,
Arturo
no,
Gatti.
he's spot on. He's spot on. People thought more.
Yeah, but he called
more
him a C-class fighter.
No, well,
That was part of the promotion, and that was
was
actually That was actually
I mean,
Floyd's.
and he whooped him.
Well, it was.
You
it
gonna
was
call him Arturo Gatti? You gotta whoop him.
Well, no, but when I make correlation to it, I mean that
Coming out
he's
party?
still it's a coming out party. It's someone that has lost, but it's someone that the people still believe in. And he had to beat Arturo Gatti in the ring. He couldn't just beat him with public perception. Public perception is that Devin will beat Lomachenko, but you have to go beat him in the ring, and that's no easy out for anyone.
Absolutely.
Does Sandor upset Tio this week, or
Ooh, we went down to Fresno to that unfortunate night for the Mikey Garcia and the Garcia team, because unfortunately that's the last time we got a chance to see Mikey. And
They
I got a
retired
chance.
him.
Yeah, and I got a chance to go down there. And I won't say he retired him. Unfortunately, the money retired Mikey. He made some good investments, both him and his family. They're extremely smart, and they're really connected. And I was seeing that the paydays that he was getting from Eddie, the paydays that he got with Earl, that he was starting to make the transition to more of a businessman and speaking more of his investments and stuff like that. So I don't want to say that this guy retired him, because the way in which he won the fight wasn't a retirement kind of fight, but it was just truly Mikey's last fight.
So what he doing to Tio this weekend?
It's going to be a tough fight. He doesn't seem like he's backing down in any way.
Nope. Not
You know
scared
what I
at
mean?
all.
And I think that a lot of Teofimo's antics are calculated, and they're calculated in a way to have a fighter and the team kind of, going back and forth about his power, about how aggressive he is. But I know Gordo was a boxer. That's one thing I know about it, is Gordo was a boxer. Tio became a puncher, knockout artist, and so on and the like. So, of course, I wish Tio well, and I'm rooting for him and Teofimo Sr., because, that fight, we have a certain, grudge match that needs to be decided, so to speak, and it doesn't help Tio losing.
We got a couple more with 0 time left. Again, what is the update on Shakur potentially skipping Loma to fight Devin? Have you spoken specifically to Jay Prince or Bob Arum in the last 72 hours on this matter?
The only matters from Top Rank, Bob Arum, or anything from their office has been Lomachenko. I haven't heard anything from Mr. Prince, Shakur, or Antonio Leonard, or anyone from their team. I haven't received any calls or any correspondence since the infamous meeting, that everyone has seen on the internet.
Do you remember in the Linares fight when you told Devin after the 5th round, and I quote, "It's time to be the boss"? After that, he became super aggressive, which led to a lot of exchanges. Looking back, would you have done anything differently?
No, I think that Devin has learned and matured that in the fight game, it's a 3-minute round, and you have to be on point all 3 minutes. You can't, relax. You can't let a fighter in the 10th round feel like, he's wore down. Fighters like Linares, Tank, and those guys continue to carry the power into the later rounds. And we've seen that, in numerous times with both Linares and Tank, for that matter. So he's learned from it. And those are things that going into the championship fights that you see him a lot more focused, even at the end, the championship rounds. He took a lapse in concentration. He came up, and he was in the wrong defense. He was in the shoulder defense instead of coming up in the high guard. And we've learned for that. And you just got to continue to work at getting your craft better.
Last one should be a quick and easy one. Cisco Promotions, this upcoming weekend is stacked in boxing. Do you see any potential upsets this week? And if so, which matchup? Like you, I'm a betting man, but I don't think he knows you. You're not a betting man.
No, I'm not a betting man. But have anybody seen Leonard Ellerby?
No, we was talking about that.
Where's Leonard at?
We was talking about that. You think he got fired because Tank is no longer with them? Like, you blaming him for it?
I don't know. I don't know, but
Honestly, I spoke to 4 Mayweather Promotions fighters in the last week, and none of them are with Mayweather.
I don't know.
I don't know if there's even a Mayweather anymore.
Hey, I hope you're all right, Leonard. If hit me if you need something.
We terrible, man. What's wrong with you? You gonna give him a job at DHP?
Daddy, what is wrong
Danny
with
trying to have a straight face.
Daddy, what is wrong with Daddy? Listen. We're good.
All right, we're gonna
people.
go ahead
I know.
and wrap.
I'm looking for the notebook to see if because this shit gotta be practiced. Like
What?
Like there's no way.
This off the top,
Yo,
man.
he's spitting fire today.
He said practice, man. This guy's Jay-Z going to booth with no pen and paper.
He was driving. He was a little late because he was on the phone with Church on the way here getting a prep talk. He was getting a prep talk.
Hey man, shout out to Church who's going to be making a comeback to Devin's corner. He's been going through a few things, and we haven't seen him in Australia. When I always said that we were 90%, that other 10% factor was Church. And I guarantee you, when you see Devin next and you see Church right there, you're going to see an even more sparked and exciting and motivated Devin Haney.
You ain't gonna believe it, but we had him scheduled, and he hit me, and I hit him like 3 a.m. Like, yo, Bill confirmed that he's gonna come through. We got 2 hours. You could still come. He's
no.
He's like, nah, give Bill the shine.
Yeah, because we don't sing together no more. When Church go on stage and he's talking, I just kick back. We don't, you know what I mean? We don't go back and forth together.
Well, we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank you, obviously, for coming in. If we could get one of the great guys in the engineer to help us with this picture. But please give out your social media, give out Devin's social media, where they can find you guys, and how to stay updated on everything DHP and Devin Haney.
At Real Devin Haney on all platforms. And, you can catch me on your ass when you say the wrong thing about Devin. For sure.
Oh, I got to ask your thoughts on Tank saying he'd knock out Terrence in 6 rounds. You think he was playing, trolling, what, selling tickets to his new fight?
Was that like his tweets? Like he's
he said it
on video.
Huh?
He said audio. He said it. He's like, if I tap that chin, he chinny.
Listen, Terrence has already hired us for any of the little guys. Anybody 130, 26, 30, 35, Gary Russell, Tank Davis, you cannot go to get to Terrence Crawford without going through us. Rolly Romero, leave Earl Spence alone. You see what I'm saying? You come over here and you get that ass whipping too. You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're the best 147-pounders in the world, and they're the best 140-pounders for a reason. Hello?
For sure. Well, thank you so much. See you on the next one, ladies and gentlemen, 6 a.m. in the morning.
Peace.
We out.